Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. So how are you all? Good? I hope you are practicing few things, whatever I'm sharing with you. Okay. So I can see only one hand raising up. Like, sir, what about others? कर रहे हैं सब लोग practice?
I am new to this session.
Okay, okay. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Inderji, welcome. Yeah. Others who are regularly attending the classes, please make sure that you are practicing few things. Okay. So Aruna Devi ji is also saying yes, she is practicing. Good. Today's topic is not exactly new. Yeah, but you might have heard about it. But in little detail, we will understand what is it and how we are going to do that. Okay. So that is mudra and sound therapy, but my main focus will be on mudra, because mudra therapy is so beneficial that initially people think that what is the use of keeping our fingers like this or this? Iska kya fayda hai? But once you start doing the, I mean, if you start counting the benefits, but of course you have to be very sincere and very religiously, regularly you have to do. Otherwise, this is not a allopathy medicine that you just took and the stomach ache stopped or headache stopped. No, it takes time. Okay. So we will, today my focus will be more on mudra therapy, because mudras are wonderful. You can call it as exercise or meditative technique or whatever you want to name it, but it gives lot of results, good results. Okay. So what exactly is mudra? Mudra therapy, we will understand. What are the different types of mudras that we will learn, so that you can practice on your own at home. See, no one, it's not that me or someone else is going to sit with you and teach you. No, once you learn and once you understand that which one you want to do, depending on whatever health issues you have, you can start practicing those mudras. So I'll be sharing 5 or 6 types of mudras which are very basic and the common problems which we face. It will help in those problems. So number one question, what exactly are mudras or mudra therapy? Okay, so to understand this or to get answer to this question, the most easiest thing is to understand that we all know that the external environment consists of 5 elements. Am I right? You can put yes or no if, yeah, you are nodding your head, which means you know the answer, right? Thumbs up. Okay. So which means the external environment has got 5 elements, which we call it as Panch Mahabhutas. This is also very common. We have heard about it. So what are these 5 elements? Air, water, space, all these are the 5 elements. Now, Ayurveda says that the same 5 elements that is present inside our body also. External environment has these 5 elements. The internal environment, that is the body, inside the body also, there are these 5 elements. So when there is a kind of imbalance in the Panch Mahabhutas, we can actually see what changes these imbalances bring in the external environment. When the water element is high, when it goes up beyond the limit, floods, tsunami, am I right or am I going wrong? Correct. If the air element is too high, then thunderstorm, hurricane, whatever, we have given different names, right? Similarly, inside, this is a deep science which the medical science do not accept it, but this is the fact. And this is the 5,000 years old science, Ayurveda, the Indian traditional medicine, which says that when there is an imbalance inside our body, these 5 elements, some go high, some go less. That creates some problem inside the environment, that is inside the body, and that is what the medical science has named it as different diseases. It can be a simple gastric problem, acidity, constipation, to BP, diabetes, till cancer, the most deadly disease. So all these are happening because we are not taking care of our internal environment. Okay, do you agree to this point? Okay, because this is something very difficult. No, कैसे हो सकता है? जब है मेरे को problem तो है. ये imbalance कैसे हुआ? One simple example. Many people, at least you all are very kind enough that you are showing your double thumbs up that we agree. But there are so many people I have come across, they do not accept this fact. Okay, so to explain them is very difficult. Now see, one thing I'll tell you, when we talk about the space element, okay, so if you look at the entire, see, God has created such a wonderful creation. We are God's creation. Okay, externally, okay, fine, eyes are beautiful, nose is very sharp, very beautiful complexion. We can see these things externally, but what about the internal things? Only a doctor knows, right? When you Google search, or when you look at the YouTube channel where you want to see how does the internal organs look, so when you see the internal organ, the heart, lungs, duodenum, small intestine, large intestine, pancreas, if you see the entire system, everything is placed so nicely with a exact and proper spacing. Do you agree with this? Suppose, chalo, let's forget about the internal environment. Okay, we have never seen, we are not doctors, fine. At least the external environment, we can see each other. You can look at me, you can see my face, I can see your face. Suppose, see my eyebrows, all of us, it's not me. Eyebrows are properly, the spacing is proper, right? So two eyebrows in between, the forehead, one nose, eyes are in the proper line, lips, teeth is in the proper line. Am I right? Correct? Suppose you imagine if my one eyebrow is like this here and the other one is here, nose is like this somewhere here, let us say, mouth is going somewhere here, how horrifying it will be. Am I right? Correct? Correct? So all of you are laughing, imagining that how Bhavani will look like this face. But that is the fact, the spacing. See, God has created the, such a way that everything is being spaced properly. Okay. So similarly, the spacing inside our body, the internal organs are done very properly, but due to our negligence, see, I always believe this, diseases does not come and attack us. We give birth to diseases. This is my opinion. I don't know about others, that is what I feel. Okay. चलता है, कोई बात नहीं, जिंदगी एक बार मिली है, खा लो, पी लो, ऐश कर लो. By doing all these things, slowly, we start, what to say, like we are terrorizing our internal organs. We are basically terrorists only if we behave like this with our own body. Okay. And then after a particular stage, a phase of life, then when everything is going wrong and when we are giving our lives to the hands of the doctors, then we say, अब तो उम्र हो गई है, ऐसा ही होता है, चलता है. No. If you talk about aging, okay, I'll request all of you, if you have not seen him or if you have not heard him, Just go on YouTube channel and search Dr. Hegde. Okay, I think he has crossed 83 or 84 years old. He just look at him, in the YouTube, on the YouTube channel, you will get how he does Surya Namaskar. He is a medicine doctor. No doctor likes him because he will always go against the medicine only. Okay. So, see, health is in our hands. We cannot blame a person. I have seen husband blaming. It's simple. My husband also blames me. मेरा बीपी हाई होने का कारण you are only the reason, but now he is understanding I am not the reason, it is his own creation, his mind is the reason. Okay, so everything is what we are only creating. So let's take charge of our health rather than complaining and saying that because I am aging or because these issues are there. No, everything can be sorted once we start understanding what our body is demanding. We are always thinking, looking at the outside world. Let's now go inside and understand. So the first step will be the mudra therapy. Next few classes, I will be taking you towards the internal journey slowly. Okay. So why should we do mudra therapy? So that all the elements, the 5 elements, Panch Mahabhutas, they can be balanced. Once they are balanced, you will never ever get any disease. Okay, so how do we balance this? So for that, number one, we have to understand mudras, we do it. There are maximum mudras, we do it with the fingers. But there are certain mudras which we are not using fingers. That also I'll tell you. Okay, but why are we using fingers? Because all these 5 fingers, they represent 5 elements. Okay, so thumb represents fire. Okay, the index finger, air, middle finger, space, the tallest one, space, ring finger is the earth, and the little finger is the water. This is something we can never forget because every child in the school asks the teacher, may I use washroom? So this is the easiest one to remember. Okay. Even after growing up, when we say that I want to use washroom, this is the easiest way. So 5 fingers represent 5 elements. So when any element goes up, general, I'm talking about the common. Now, if you start thinking about yourself, then you might get confused. Bhavani ने तो सिखा दिया पर अपने को करना क्या है? Common problems I'll say. Air element is generally very high. Earlier, we used to say that after the age of 55 or 60, people, suffer from acidity because of lack of exercise, because of indigestion, because not much of activity is there. But nowadays, very young people are also getting this problem. Okay, so air element goes up means what all problem we will have? Acidity, gastric problem, constipation, sciatica, joint pain, arthritis, 100 varieties of arthritis. All these problems, if we are suffering from any one of the problem also, if I am suffering from, which means my air element is high. I have to balance my air element. Now, how do I balance my air element? For that, the easiest mudra is, this is called as the Gyan mudra. Tip of the index finger touches the tip of the thumb. This is what generally we practice when we are doing meditation. This is to balance the air element. See, thumb is the charger. Remember, my thumb is my charger. So lax sir cannot say that my wife is very busy, so I will keep my thumb on her finger and I'll try to balance her, air element. That will not happen. So basically, this is the iPhone charger, because if you have iPhone or OnePlus, the same charger will not, the other chargers will not work on this. So this is my charger. So I have to only use my thumb, my charger. Okay. So when I am using my index finger, and it will just be very light touch, not a press, gentle touch like this. This is the Gyan Mudra or Dhyan Mudra. Now, if the air element is too high, which means acidity बहुत ज्यादा है, gastric problem बहुत ज्यादा है, घुटने इतने दुखने लग गए हैं, वात रोग बढ़ गया है, joints बहुत पेन ज्यादा हो रहे हैं, arthritis बढ़ गया है, which means air element बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ा है. So we have to decrease the air element. To decrease the air element, what we do is the tip of the index finger touches the base of the thumb like this. Like this. If you want to practice at home, you can take the photo or screenshot so that you will remember later on. Otherwise, we generally forget. So this is called as the Vayu Mudra. Okay. To balance, I mean to reduce the air element, not balance. अगर आपको बहुत ज्यादा तकलीफ हो रही है, कुछ भी खाना नहीं हो रहा है, आपको एसिडिटी बढ़ती जा रही है, कॉन्स्टिपेशन बढ़ता जा रहा है, घुटने बहुत दुख रहे हैं, जॉइंट पेन बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है, तो टू डिक्रीज दिस एयर एलिमेंट, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज वायु मुद्रा. बट if you feel I do not have these problems, but my memory is not very sharp as it was earlier. Okay. बच्चे कहते हैं ना मम्मी पापा को, आपकी उम्र हो गई है, भूलने की बीमारी हो गई है, देन सडनली यू ट्राई टू फाइंड द आमंड्स, खाना शुरू करते हैं, ऐसे बोल रहा है, हस्बैंड भी वाइफ को कहता है, वाइफ भी हस्बैंड को कहती है, आपको भूलने की बीमारी हो गई है. सो इफ यू फील दैट योर मेमोरी is not as strong as it was earlier, for that we do the balancing mudra, that is the Gyan Mudra. So this is to balance the air element. But अगर आपको बहुत पेन है तो आपको ये वाली मुद्रा करनी है. So clear? So number 1 was the 5 fingers representing the 5 elements. Types of mudras. First is the Gyan Mudra for increasing or enhancing the memory power, to get rid of acidity, constipation, gastric problem, arthritis, sciatica, joint pain. This is the Vayu Mudra. Okay. Now, the next one, weight. सब लोग like परेशान है, right from a school student to a senior citizen. Everyone wants to be look very slim and trim. सबको लगता है मेरा वेट बहुत बढ़ गया, और एक्चुअल में बढ़ा भी होता है. तो if you want to reduce your weight, believe me, of course you'll have to take care of your diet also, a little exercise, but a fantastic mudra which is called as Surya Mudra, that will help to reduce weight. And I will tell you also, how long you have to do this, the duration. Later I'll tell. So this one, Surya Mudra, how we do this? The ring finger is the earth element. हमारा वजन क्यों बढ़ता है? क्योंकि हम अर्थ में, सारे अनाज जमीन से उगते हैं, सारी सब्जियां जमीन में से उग के आती है. वो जब बहुत ज्यादा हो जाता है, and if you are not burning that, weight starts increasing. So the earth element is high. इस earth element को हमको decrease करना है अपना weight घटाने के लिए. For that we do Surya Mudra. So for doing Surya Mudra, this finger, this ring finger, the base of the ring finger will touch the base, the tip of the ring finger will touch the base of the thumb like this. ये आपका टिप है रिंग फिंगर का, और ये थंब के बेस को ऐसे टच करेगा. Rest 3 fingers, yes, correct. Rest 3 fingers are straight. This is called as Surya Mudra. So when you start, initially you will find a little pain here. That's okay. And all these mudras comfortably you can keep on your thighs. आराम से, ये तो दिखाने के लिए मैं आपको दिखा रही हूँ स्क्रीन पे, आप आराम से ऐसे बैठेंगे. ठीक है. So ये मुद्रा, when you start doing this mudra, the metabolic rate increases. And once the metabolic rate increases in the body, weight starts shedding. आपकी weight अपने आप कम होने लगेगी. ठीक है. So but one thing you have to remember, if you are practicing this mudra, you have to drink plenty of water. Suppose you have the habit of drinking 2 liters water a day, maybe half liter or 1 liter extra you drink, because this might lead to dehydration also. Okay, this is called as Surya Mudra for weight loss. The common problems I am saying and related to those the mudras I am sharing, because there are too many mudras which will be difficult to remember. So I won't be sharing all the mudras. Okay. The third one, I mean the fourth one, first was Gyan, second was Vayu, third was this Surya Mudra. Now the fourth one, this is again a common problem with very small children and elderly people, senior citizens, that is urine problem. Some people are not able to control urine. So for that, for this problem, we do Varun Mudra. For doing Varun Mudra, this small little finger, tip of the little finger, this is the water element. So balancing with the tip of the thumb, the fire element. This is Varun Mudra. ये हमारी छोटी जो सबसे उंगली है और हमारा थंब, ये दोनों टिप टू टिप ऐसे टच करेगा. This is called as Varun Mudra. This will help any problem related to your bladder. आपको आपकी यूरिन से कोई भी समस्या है, ये आपका सबसे बेस्ट मुद्रा है वरुण मुद्रा. ओके, सो वरुण मुद्रा. नाउ द नेक्स्ट वन, पीपल हु आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम थायराइड. थायराइड से बहुत परेशान है, सालों से आप एम्प्टी स्टमक गोलियां लेते जा रहे हैं, थायराइड आपकी ठीक नहीं हो रही है. Now this is called as Bhuchari Mudra, but we will not use fingers in this. ये बिना फिंगर वाला मुद्रा है. इसमें हम क्या करते हैं? What you have to do is, you have to, it's a kind of exercise. So what we do is, you have to just bend your head down like this, and then you have to take it up and look towards the ceiling. Down, up, very gently. और इतना अप करना कि ये पूरा आपका जो है पीछे जाएगा आपका सिर. ओके, या जनरली वी डू दिस क्लोजिंग आवर आईज. ओके, सो लाइक दिस. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज भूचारी मुद्रा. सो 10 to 20 काउंट, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं करना है. आप एक बार में 10 से 20 बार कर सकते हैं, दिन में 2 बार, उससे ज्यादा इसकी जरूरत नहीं है भूचारी मुद्रा की. एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ डूइंग दिस इज, थायराइड की तो प्रॉब्लम आपकी ठीक होगी, साथ साथ में इफ यू हैव पेन, यहाँ नेक का आपका अगर पीछे की तरफ बहुत पेन होता है या सर्वाइकल कुछ इश्यू होता है, तो दिस ऑल्सो विल बी हेल्पफुल. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज भूचारी मुद्रा. ओके, नाउ द नेक्स्ट वन is, suppose you feel कि मुझे कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, और I have forgotten what I have to do, I mean the mudras, and you are not all finding this YouTube channel link also, where it has gone. Okay, now in this case, one simple thing, this is called as Mukul Mudra. अगर आपको याद नहीं आता है मुझे कौन सी मुद्रा करनी है, मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, सिंपल सारे एलिमेंट्स को बैलेंस करेगा. दिस मुकुल मुद्रा विल बैलेंस द एंटायर एलिमेंट, बिकॉज सी, अनलेस आई गो टू अ वेरी गुड Ayurvedic doctor, nowadays it's very hard to find, and especially in Bombay it's very difficult, but some places, Kerala and all, if you go in some places in Bangalore, you'll get very good doctors who will check the nadi and tell you about your vat, pitta and kapha. Okay, so in that case we can do our mudras accordingly. But suppose if I do not know all these things, simple is, I want to balance all the 5 elements, I do Mukul Mudra. How do I do Mukul Mudra? ये जो पांचों उंगलियां है हमारी, ठीक है, अभी ये है ना, see, this is that's the reason the best thing, the Indian traditional system was so good, which we are forgetting. We used to eat with our fingers, right? And as a South Indian and Tamilian, my friends always used to tease me, क्या तुम मद्रासी लोग ऐसा खाते हो, यहाँ तक आता है. And I really used to feel so bad, you know, during my school days and college days, that people used to make fun of South Indians, right? ऐसे करके. But every wherever you go in any part of India, everyone had the habit of eating with fingers. There are few reasons. First, number one was eating with fingers. Second is sitting on the floor, which we nowadays do not do. Now, what was the best thing? I always feel that our ancestors, great grandparents, they did not know the science behind it. तो हम लोगों को क्या बोलते थे, बस हमारे पेरेंट्स ने ये किया, हम तुमको वो सिखा रहे, तुम वही करो. They did not have any reason to give. But the actual scientific reason is when you sit on the floor and eat. So when we are sitting crossed legs like this, correct? We sit crossed leg like this. So below the abdomen, the lower abdomen, then we sit crossed leg like this. The entire abdomen is locked. So the blood circulation is locked. Okay. Once the blood circulation, that is, blood cannot move freely down to my thighs and legs, and it cannot also come up. Simple. Okay. So now it is locked like this. So once the blood circulation is locked, the blood which is getting accumulated in my stomach, inside my stomach, that start becoming warm. And once it starts becoming warm, whatever food we are eating, it is easier to digest. That was the scientific reason for sitting down on the floor. But I remember my nani telling me that नीचे बैठ के खाने से अन्नपूर्णा देवी को हम रेस्पेक्ट दे रहे हैं, which is very difficult, hard to digest. ये कौन सी देवी को हम रेस्पेक्ट दे रहे हैं? See, it's a very beautiful thing because we all are religious, but this is the scientific thing that the food gets digested, right? Second thing, when we are eating with our fingers, we are using all the fingers, correct? So when we are using all the fingers, which means what? We are balancing all the elements. That was the reason in Indian traditional system, we used to sit down on the floor and eat with the hands. Third reason, eating with the hand. The third thing is when you're eating with your fingers, you actually get to know the temperature of the food. All the mothers, those who are here, mothers or grandmothers, आप जितने भी यहाँ पे हैं, आपको एक बात याद होगा, when we start feeding the children with bottle, okay, so bottle में जैसे दूध गर्म करके डालते हैं, first thing my mother taught that do not simply put it inside the mouth of the child. First you check you put it in your hand. पहले हाथ में डालो, वो थोड़ा sprinkle करो दूध, वो कितना गर्म है चेक करो, फिर मुंह में डालो. Then only the temperature we can understand, right? बहुत गरम गरम दूध है, सीधा मुंह में डाल दिया, बच्चे के मुंह का क्या होगा हालत, correct? So similarly, when we eat with our fingers, we understand the temperature. Nowadays we are using fingers. तो एक तो इतना गरम होता है, कभी कभी समझ में नहीं आता है, मुंह जल जाता है. So there are many things in our Indian traditional system which actually has a deep science behind it, which we are forgetting. So I always believe that we have to start, bringing back these things, and we need not tell our children to do anything. Just by looking at us, they get inspired and then they start doing the same thing, and that's how we are going to regain, or we are going to keep this beautiful culture with us. Otherwise, it will be totally vanished. Okay, so coming back to the Mukul Mudra, when we do the Mukul Mudra, all the fingertips will touch each other as if we are eating with our fingers. Simple. This is the most simplest one. No one can forget this. So अगर आप भूल जाते हो ये कैसे करना है, ये कैसे करना है, ये कैसे करना है, simple. सारी उंगलियों को एक साथ थोड़ा अच्छे से दबा लो, ठीक है? This is called as मुकुल मुद्रा. Now suppose आपको ये भी अगर आप भूल जाते हैं, in case you never know, क्योंकि क्लास जब चलता है तो हम बहुत जोश में रहते हैं, फिर सब भूल जाते हैं, right? So अगर ऐसा भी होता है, so this last one is where this is not actually a mudra but a simple thing. You have to what you have to do is all these 4 fingers. We are not using thumb here. That's the reason this is not a mudra. Okay. ये एक सिंपल एक्सरसाइज है. अगर आप सब भूल जाते हैं मुद्रास तो ये भी आप कर सकते हैं. सिर्फ इसको दबाना है. प्रेस रिलीज, प्रेस रिलीज, प्रेस रिलीज. दिस इज नॉट बेसिकली a mudra but a weight. This is kind of acupressure. तो ये भी अगर आप कर लोगे, इसमें से भी हमारे सारे एलिमेंट्स बैलेंस हो सकते हैं. ओके. So these are the few mudras which are general for general problems. Any one mudra you choose and you do it for at least minimum 1 month and maximum 3 months. Because these are natural things. Immediately you will not get to see the result. It takes minimum 1 month. ठीक है, करते रहना. नाउ द सेकेंड थिंग, ड्यूरेशन कितनी होनी चाहिए मुद्रा की. सो when I'll be sharing the duration with you, please make sure that you don't press that leave button and run away from here. Okay. पता चला सिर्फ मैं और फिरोज अकेले हैं यहाँ पर जूम पे, बाकी सब गायब हो गए. Okay, Laxer said promise that he will be there. Okay. Duration is minimum 45 minutes to maximum 60 minutes, और इससे ज्यादा भी आप कर सकते हैं. But I'm giving a pause and but इसके आगे, not compulsory that you have to sit for 1 hour like this. नहीं, you can give break. So 20 minutes morning, if you are going for morning walk, you can keep any mudra. Okay, 2 mudras are still remaining. That is for diabetes and hypertension. I'll share that also after. Huh? So you can keep your finger for 20 minutes in the morning when you are doing either pranayam or you are doing walking, because our hands are free that time. If you are doing pranayam and walking together, 40 to 45 minutes, fantastic. At one shot, the complete thing will happen. But minimum 20 minutes, because 20 minutes कम से कम लगेगा ये बायो इलेक्ट्रिकल जो impulses है वो अंदर से चार्ज होने के लिए. I will ask a question to all the females. Males also can reply if they enter the kitchen and do something. They will be knowing. Suppose I have kept a packet of milk inside the refrigerator. Okay, it's quite cold. The packet is very cold. Milk is cold. I have cut the packet, put it in the container, and I have switched on the gas burner and I have kept it. Right? Correct? So it will take little time, right? The milk will first come to the room temperature, then it will get heated, then it will boil, and then finally it will get boiled. Am I right? Correct? Now the second thing, suppose as a smart homemaker, I have already kept the milk packet outside the refrigerator before going for morning walk. The milk packet is now at the room temperature after 30 minutes. Now I am keeping it in the gas, the container, and it's in the gas burner. This will take a lesser time to get heated. Am I right? Correct? Similarly, if you have already lot of health issues, because you might ask me this question after 2 weeks that Bhavani, I did very sincerely this, but मेरा joint pain तो वैसे के वैसा ही है, मेरा arthritis तो वैसे के वैसा ही है. The problem has already started. So you will need the bioelectrical impulses that has to happen. It will take at least minimum 20 minutes. जैसे दूध गर्म होने के लिए थोड़ा वक्त लगता है, वैसे ये हम मुद्रा लगाते हैं तो वो कम से कम आपको 20 मिनट देना होगा. अगर आप एट अ स्ट्रेच 40 मिनट्स कर लेते हो, मतलब वो दूध को आप गैस पे रख के भूल गए हो, वो उबल के गिरता जा रहा है, which means आप 40 minutes continuously if you are doing, it will give a very good result and very quick result. But sometimes it is difficult to keep the fingers in the same position for 40 minutes. It will start paining also. So in that case, 20 minutes आप start करना, दिन में 3 बार. So 20 minutes in the morning, afternoon, when you are resting. Suppose abhi now, it's 50 minutes class. 50 मिनट, अभी नेक्स्ट वीक से ना मैं आपको याद दिलाऊंगी, आप मुद्रा में बैठोगे. दिस इज ओनली वे. सो 50 मिनट्स, क्योंकि मेरी बातें आपको सुननी है, करना तो कुछ नहीं है, हाथ तो फ्री है. सो यू कैन कीप योर फिंगर नाउ ऑल्सो. स्टिल वी हैव गॉट 20 मिनट्स. आप 20 मिनट्स रख सकते हैं. जो भी मुद्रा आपको रखनी है, ये वाली बात बढ़ गया है तो ये वाला, एनी मुद्रा, यू सिट कंफर्टेबली इन द मुद्रा. ओके. सो आफ्टरनून में व्हेन यू आर रिलैक्सिंग, यू कैन कीप योर वॉचिंग टेलीविजन फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आप ऐसे मुद्रा रख लीजिए. आप किसी से फोन पे बात कर रहे हैं, अनलेस इट इज अ वेरी पर्सनल थिंग, आप उसको स्पीकर में डाल के भी बैठ सकते हैं, लंबी बातें करनी है तो. सो आफ्टरनून 20 मिनट्स. इवनिंग यू आर वॉकिंग विथ योर फ्रेंड्स. करते हैं ना, मैं अपने कॉम्प्लेक्स में देखती हूँ, बैठ के सब लोग थोड़े टाइम बातें करते हैं. सो यू कैन कीप योर फिंगर लाइक दिस. So this way duration should be minimum 45 minutes, maximum 60 minutes. और भी ज्यादा अगर आप करना चाहेंगे तो कर सकते हैं. One FAQ, frequently asked question. People ask कि इसका कोई साइड इफेक्ट होगा क्या. सपोज मुझे वायु मुद्रा लगानी है और मैं गलती से मैंने वरुण मुद्रा लगा दिया, तो इससे कुछ मेरी फिर यूरिन की प्रॉब्लम चालू हो जाएगी क्या, जो अभी नहीं है. नथिंग लाइक दैट. देयर इज नो साइड इफेक्ट. एनी वे आप जैसे भी फिंगर रखोगे, जो भी एलिमेंट इम्बैलेंस है वो बैलेंस हो जाएगा. साइड इफेक्ट कुछ गलत कुछ नहीं होगा. दैट यू कैन, मतलब आप एकदम अपने दिमाग को ठंडा रख सकते हैं कि गलती कुछ भी एडवर्स इफेक्ट नहीं होगा करके. ओके. So this is how we practice. Just one more thing I would like to share before I tell you how to do the mudra for diabetes and hypertension. One very important thing. Again, I'll take the same example of the milk. All of you, you can just think and give the answer. When I keep the container on the gas burner, it can be a cold milk immediately taken out from the refrigerator, और इट कैन बी रूम टेम्परेचर मिल्क. हम कोई भी मिल्क जब गैस पे रखते हैं और गैस को आपने सिम में छोड़ दिया है, एकदम लो करके रखा है आपने उसको, ठीक है, एंड यू हैव वॉकड आउट ऑफ योर किचन एंड यू आर डूइंग द एंटायर हाउस होल्ड वर्क, और मे बी यू आर वॉचिंग टीवी और यू आर टॉकिंग विथ योर फ्रेंड, कुछ भी आप करते हो. अब मेरा सवाल एक है, क्या आप ये कह सकते हो कि मैंने किचन में गैस ऑन किया था बट आई एम नॉट प्रेजेंट इन द किचन, सो द मिल्क विल नॉट बॉइल? ऐसा हो सकता है क्या? आई हैव स्विच्ड ऑन द बर्नर इन द किचन, गैस के ऊपर पतीला मैंने रख दिया है, गैस चालू है, दूध है पतीले में, लेकिन मैं किचन में नहीं हूं, तो क्या मैं कह सकती हूँ कि अब दूध गर्म नहीं होगा क्योंकि आई एम नॉट देयर इन द किचन? ऐसा हो सकता है? हो सकता है? यस नो? आप बताइए चैट पे यस नो. छाया जी सिंह नो, वेरी क्लियर. लैक्सर इज ऑल्सो वेरी क्लियर नो. बाकी के लोग आप क्या कहते हैं? रखा आपने दूध, आप किचन के बाहर चले गए, गैस चालू है, आप ये बोलोगे क्या कि मैं तो नहीं हूं तो दूध तो गर्म नहीं होगा? ऐसे हो सकता है? नहीं हो सकता है ना, दूध तो गर्म होगा ही होगा, राइट? क्योंकि गैस बर्नर चालू है, दूध गर्म होना ही है. सिमिलरली, वंस यू स्टार्ट प्रैक्टिसिंग द मुद्रास, you believe it or you do not believe it, whatever work the mudra has to do, it will start doing. आपके अंदर का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन वो करता रहेगा. बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हो मेरे पास आते हैं ना, बोलते हैं कुछ भी बोलते रहती है, बट ठीक है अब बोल दिया इसलिए तो करते हैं. दे स्टार्ट डूइंग, बट you actually get to see the result. So you believe it or you do not believe it, 1 month, my sincere request, you take one mudra and do it very sincerely for 45 minutes to 60 minutes. उसके बाद में आप डिफरेंस देखो. I'll share one example. Since the same way, one online class was going on. This I'm talking about during the lockdown time when entirely we were sitting inside the house. So there were many online classes going on at that time. So this particular class was again only for the senior citizens group, those who were above 55 and 60. So when I like the same way, few people used to keep their videos on, few used to keep their videos off. So those who keep their videos on, naturally we interact and I come to know. Others का ना मुझे समझ में आता नहीं है कौन है कौन नहीं है, ऐसे ही वो क्लास चलता था. So after it was like, after 1 or 1.5 years later, suddenly one lady, she like, last 5 minutes is sharing the feedback. So one lady, she started saying something. She was not on the screen. So I requested her, if you can, ma'am, please put on your, video. It would be really nice so that others will also see and listen to what you are sharing, your feedback. So this lady, she turned on her video. She said, it's been more than, 10 months or 11 months I've been attending the classes, and I make it a point that all the mudra classes I attend. I am diabetic, and my grandson, who is, I think that time he was 7 or 8 years old, he had the problem of bedwetting. So she said, when I heard first time from you, I said, okay, fine. घर पे ही तो बैठना है, करना कुछ नहीं है, let me try, let's see. And whatever diet tips and all you were giving, I followed that also. So she did on herself for diabetes. And she said, I mean, after, it was more than, I think it was not 10, 11 months, more than that. So she said when she consulted the doctor after getting the report, because this sugar was normal. So doctor said कि आपकी गोलियां फिर भी मुझे डर लग रहा है, इसके लिए बहुत कम कर देते हैं. But I would really like to see that person जिनकी सिर्फ बात सुन के आपने किया और आपका ये जो डायबिटीज है जो अभी नॉर्मल पे आ गया है. She was highly diabetic, उनका HbA1c बहुत हाई रहता था. And she tried with her grandson. The child is very small. अब इतना छोटा बच्चा कहाँ पे ऐसे मुद्रा रखेगा. So what this lady used to do ना, that was amazing. The moment the child used to sleep, जब अच्छे से सो जाता था वो, तो ये दोनों उंगलियों को ना वो वन साइड में वो पकड़ के रखती थी और दूसरे साइड में उनके हस्बैंड बच्चे का पकड़ के रखते थे. सो द ग्रैंडफादर एंड ग्रैंडमदर ऑन बोथ द, क्योंकि बोथ फिंगर्स वी हैव, बोथ द हैंड्स वी हैव टू यूज, इट्स नॉट एट वन हैंड. ठीक है, दोनों पकड़ के रखते थे. बच्चा आराम से सोया है और ये लोग उसका उंगली पकड़ के रखे हैं. सो फॉर 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes ऐसे या ब्रेक दे दे के, बट रेगुलरली दे यूज टू डू. एंड दे सेड उस बच्चे का बेड वेटिंग कंप्लीटली स्टॉप हो गया है. ओके, सो दीज वर द, आई मीन दैट पर्सन आई हैव नेवर सीन. वो तो पहली बार उस दिन वीडियो पे उन्होंने आके शेयर किया. सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज, whether you believe it or you do not believe it, but when you do it sincerely, you put those efforts, definitely you get to see the 100% result. Okay, so now coming on, we have got 10 minutes. Yeah, so coming on to the diabetes, people who are suffering from diabetes, especially I'm talking about the type 2 diabetes, not the type 1. वो अगर आपको है, आपके HbA1c levels बहुत ज्यादा हाई है, so then we do apana mudra. Apana mudra is this, the middle finger, that is the space element, earth element and fire element. These three touching each other like this. Okay, space element, earth element and fire, ये तीनों, इन तीनों को हमें बैलेंस करना होता है. पैनक्रियाज पर काम करना है फॉर डायबिटीज, करेक्ट. ठीक है, सो पैनक्रियाज कहाँ पे, डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम के अंदर है. ओके, नंबर 1. सेकेंड इज pancreas is also present in the endocrine system. If you are diabetic, बीमारी हो गई है, बैठने से नहीं चलेगा, उसके बारे में और थोड़ा आप गूगल भैया से सर्च करवाइए. सो एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम व्हेन यू सी, वहां पे भी पैनक्रियाज रहता है, डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम के अंदर भी पैनक्रियाज रहता है एक ही, लेकिन दोनों जगह पे रहता है वो. ठीक है, सो टू बैलेंस दीज वी डू अपान मुद्रा. दिस इज अपान मुद्रा. Okay, now people who have high BP problem and especially heart problem, any problem related to heart, आपको कार्डियोवैस्कुलर डिजीज है, आपको पैल्पिटेशंस होते हैं, आपके कुछ भी हार्ट ब्लॉकेज है, so any heart problem, any disease related to heart, we do apana vayu mudra. It is a combination of vayu mudra, जो पहले हम लोगों ने किया, अभी जो आपने डायबिटीज के लिए अपान सीखा, तो ये दोनों को मिलाकर तो हम कैसे करते हैं? वायु मुद्रा के लिए we keep our fingers like this, the tip of the index finger touches the base of the thumb, and then the tip of the thumb, स्पेस वाला ये मिडिल फिंगर एंड रिंग फिंगर, ये तीनों टिप्स ऐसे टच करने, ओनली द लिटिल फिंगर इज स्ट्रेट. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अपान वायु मुद्रा. आपके घर की अगर लिफ्ट बंद हो गई बहुत टाइम के लिए, फिर आपकी सिक्योरिटी ने बोल दिया अभी 2 घंटे लिफ्ट नहीं चलने वाली है, चढ़ना है 10th फ्लोर तक. Don't decide that I will go to my friend's house or relative's house and stay there. Do this अपान वायु मुद्रा. आप एक जगह पे बैठ के 15 मिनट 10 मिनट अपान वायु मुद्रा करना, एंड इसको ऐसे उंगली को पकड़ के रखे हुए यू स्टार्ट क्लाइंबिंग योर स्टेयरकेस. उसके बाद में आप डिफरेंस देखना. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू रिमेम्बर दैट एडवर्टाइजमेंट व्हेन आई वाज वेरी स्मॉल ना, मुझे अभी भी याद है, तब दूरदर्शन एक ही चैनल था, एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट आता था, दैट वाज 60 साल के बूढ़े या 60 साल के जवान. दैट वाज व्हिच प्रोडक्ट वाज दैट? कैन एनीवन इफ यू रिमेम्बर, ये प्रोडक्ट का क्या नाम था? अब मुझे भी आमंड्स खाना पड़ेगा. This is a very beautiful ad. So this young man, he is trying to give, asking the other person to enter the lift. और वो लिफ्ट अभी वाला ओटिस का लिफ्ट पहले नहीं होता था, वो दिखता था ना बाहर. सो नाउ दिस पर्सन देख रहा है वो यंग आदमी चढ़ नहीं पा रहा है सीढ़ी. ही कम्स आउट एंड ही टेल्स यू गो इन द लिफ्ट, आई विल क्लाइंब द. यस, च्यवनप्राश. दैट वाज विच च्यवनप्राश ने, उसका बहुत अच्छा ब्रांड का नाम भी था. जैसे है ना बजाज का एड आता था ना, जब मैं छोटा बच्चा था बड़ी शरारत करता था, मेरी चोरी पकड़ी जाती तब रोशन होता बजाज, वैसे ये था समथिंग. ओके, छाया मैम हैज रेज्ड हर हैंड, सो वी विल आस्क हर, शी विल exactly tell which brand. Give me 2 minutes, I'll wind up and I'll ask you to unmute. ठीक है? So these are few mudras which you must practice. You see the results. कहीं आपको किसी के पास जाने की जरूरत नहीं, आप अपने आप बैठ के करना. आप फ्रेंड्स के साथ बातें भी कर रहे होंगे ना, 4 लोगों को इंस्पायर कर देना, वो भी करना शुरू कर देंगे. That's all. See, when I remember my grandparents used to say, सरस्वती अपने पास मत रखो, बांटो तो बढ़ती है. Okay, so this way once it so happened that earlier we didn't have Google and all na, during our college days. So there was a subject on psychology. It was child psychology related subject. So we used to do 3 months internship in a nursery school, and we used to write the entire report on our own, in our own language. No this artificial intelligence. जो भी चीज देखते थे, day 1, day 2, day 3, all 3 months, and finally a summary. So with full effort, as a sincere student, I did everything. Okay, I did everything. And finally what happened, one of my friend, she said, you just give me for 1 day your project book, अब मैं खाली एक बार उसको देख के वापस कर दूंगी. And okay, I gave. Next day she returned and we gave it for checking. And when I got back my book, in that with red pen, the professor had written, copied. In initial 4-5 pages, everywhere copied. I felt so bad because I was a very sincere student. I went and asked her, ma'am, this was my own, this thing, why have you mentioned like this? She said, this girl, entire thing you have copied from her, word to word is same. I felt so bad. I told my grandmother that you only used to tell me that सरस्वती बांटने से बढ़ती है, देखो बांटा तो मेरे को ही copied मिला करके. See, such a bad thing, a student like me करके. I felt so bad. And later on, then on the examination day, my professor said that day only I will cut this, and it was just a cut. It was looking horrible. So हम कहते हैं ना, तो बहुत समझाया था माई नानी, whatever, अभी याद नहीं आ रहा, but what I'm trying to say is, ये सारी चीजें भी आप बांटते जाओ, बढ़ेगी. The knowledge which I am sharing with you, you share with others, so that when you get to see the benefit in your health, they will also get to see the benefit on their health. And that's how we get blessings. And blessings से हमारी जिंदगी बहुत अच्छी बनती है. कितने लोग मानते हैं? Double thumbs up. Fire element, very good. Yes. So we will do this, right? Okay, so we have got 4 minutes time. First, I will ask Chaya ji to unmute because I'm also eager to know what is that brand.
हाँ, झंडू केसरी जीवन मैम.
Yes, झंडू,
या
झंडू,
वो,
yes, yes,
हाँ, वो
correct,
एक
correct.
पेड़ के ऊपर से वो फूल तोड़ता था और
मुझे
वो
लिफ्ट वाला ही याद है खाली, पेड़ वाला तो याद नहीं, लिफ्ट वाला याद है मुझे.
हाँ नहीं मुझे
झंडू
वो
ही था.
हाँ
हाँ,
हाँ एक नौजवान लड़की आती थी, वो ट्राई करती थी और एक एजेड पर्सन आता था और वो जल्दी से तोड़कर देता था.
अच्छा, वो मुझे
हाँ
याद नहीं, पर ये याद है सीढ़ी वाला. यस, इट वाज झंडू वाला ही है. थैंक यू
हाँ
छाया जी फॉर शेयरिंग दैट.
हाँ. और मैम मुझे एक पूछना था.
हाँ हाँ हाँ
हाँ, माय हस्बैंड इज सफरिंग फ्रॉम यूरिक एसिड
हाँ हाँ.
and he has also high BP. What can we do?
नहीं
Which
देखो
mudra?
अभी, हाँ, मुद्रा के लिए द बेस्ट वन विल बी दिस फॉर हिम.
Yeah.
हाँ, अभी दो कॉम्बिनेशन में कैसी, इफ यू हैव लाइक दिस, आपको लगता है मेरे 2-3 प्रॉब्लम्स है, तो यू कैन डू 2 मुद्रास, पर उसकी ड्यूरेशन 40 मिनट्स मत रखना. जिसका प्रॉब्लम कम है अभी उसको 20 मिनट रखना, जिसका प्रॉब्लम ज्यादा है उसको 40-45 मिनट्स रखना. सो वायु मुद्रा सिर्फ 20 मिनट के लिए, और जो अपान वायु मुद्रा है इसको आप 45 मिनट्स टू 1 आवर ऐसे अलग अलग कर लेना.
अच्छा.
ठीक है.
Okay, ma'am.
अच्छा, दिस इज अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. Laxer, low BP. I should have told this. We have got 2 minutes time, right? Quickly, I'll share. For low BP, we do, this is called as Kakui Mudra. Okay, now for Kakui Mudra also, we don't use fingers. Because low BP वालों की दर्दनाक कहानी है. I used to suffer from low BP. High BP को सबको ही बहुत ज्यादा ये करते, ये दवाई खा लो, वो low BP को कोई मेडिसिन ही नहीं है. Okay, so only through eating anjeer and doing this mudra, now it's been I think more than 10 years, never ever touch wood low BP नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है. सो काकुई मुद्रा को हम कैसे करते हैं? फॉर दिस थोड़ा सा आप ध्यान दे के देखना. वी डोंट यूज फिंगर्स. इसमें वी हैव टू ब्लो इन एयर इनसाइड थ्रू द माउथ. हम इस तरह से सांस, देखो ऐसे मुंह से सांस भरना है, और जब मुंह से सांस भरते हैं तो हमारी आंखें जो है ना, इट शुड लुक एट द टिप ऑफ द नोज. यहाँ पे हमको देखना है इसको, लाइक दिस. सी. एंड देन व्हाइल वी आर ब्रीदिंग आउट, आंखें बंद करके नॉस्ट्रिल से ब्रीद आउट करना है. आई शो इट अगेन लाइक दिस. एंड so breathing in through the mouth, looking at the tip of the nose. Close your eyes. Breathe out through your nostril. So this we have to do just 10 or 12 count. इससे ज्यादा जरूरत नहीं है. सुबह 10 से 12 बार, शाम को 10 से 12 बार. बहुत एक्स्ट्रा मत करना इससे. ठीक है. So this is good enough. Okay, thank you sir for reminding me this. Okay, so एक बार हार्ट के लिए ये वाली मुद्रा है अपान वायु मुद्रा. ओके. सो या टाइम इज ऑलमोस्ट गेटिंग ओवर. सो आई होप द सेशन वाज यूजफुल. आप लोग सभी एक प्रवचन समझ के मेरी बातों को मत लीजिए, प्रैक्टिकल भी उसको इम्प्लीमेंट कीजिए. ठीक है. ओके. सो हाउ टू डू वायु अपान वायु मुद्रा इज दिस. ये अपान मुद्रा है और ये वायु मुद्रा, दोनों को मिला देना है. यस, करेक्ट. ओके. सो थैंक यू एवरीवन. ठीक है. आप सबको अगर अच्छा लगा और प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो डबल थम्स अप. फायर एलिमेंट, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. या, थैंक यू एवरीवन. थैंक्स अ लॉट. थैंक यू.